Well, you hate to see this type of thing happen. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. But nevertheless, I do want to talk about it. So, for those of you that have been keeping up with Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, we just recently got Chun-Li out, and I'll have another video talking about her. But with Chun-Li's release, we are nearing the end of Season 1, as we only have one character left, that being Mr. Big. And apparently, as I'm pretty sure most of you already know, SNK seemingly blurted out his release date, and if this information is accurate, it's kind of interesting, to me at least. We've seen the schedule for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Season 1 for quite a while now, and if you've seen that diagram enough times, you'll know that for Mr. Big, SNK claimed that we would get him early next year. However, the graphic shown at the end of the Chun-Li music video showed that Mr. Big was set for a December 9th release, which, as I'm pretty sure you know, is definitely not early 2026. And surprise, surprise, SNK took the video down, which sends a very clear message if you ask me. On one hand, I feel kind of bad for SNK because if December 9th was going to be Mr. Big's release date, whether that was the original plan, and maybe things I guess opened up to where they feel like they could have released him earlier, whatever the case might be, after telling us for so long that early next year was the release date, if they would have just done this and not leaked it, that would have been a surprise, like a really, really good surprise. And I mean, we know about this, like we've seen instances where basically we might get an idea of the release for DLC, but as we're sometimes told directly and sometimes I guess indirectly, the dates, the times are subject to change, and we usually see that for the worst when something gets pushed back, but having something come out earlier than originally scheduled is always a treat. And it's kind of funny because usually this will come courtesy of somebody like in one of these forums that gets the scoop on something, like I'm talking about the leakers and everything, but nope, not this time. It was SNK themselves. If this were like bait, I wouldn't really get the point of it, to be honest. Like, why would you bait us into thinking that a character's coming out a tad bit earlier than you scheduled? That's why I'm thinking, of course, in addition to the fact the video was taken down and we weren't supposed to see that, I do think that that date is legit. And thus, of course, again, SNK spoiled the surprise. Another reason this intrigues me is because of the way that I originally imagined that this would all play out. Originally, I thought that we were going to get Mr. Big's reveal trailer at the Game Awards, which is December 11th of this year. Going back to what SNK has been telling us for the longest of time, early 2026, I figured that Mr. Big would have gotten released in January. That's what I had thought. And of course with that, Season 1 of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is officially complete. SNK told us before the game's release that they had at least 3 seasons pretty much lined up and ready to go for this game. And I had figured they would have probably let this current season sizzle out a little bit more. And I say that because I really didn't see us getting a reveal for Season 2 at EVO or close to that time. That is how I figured it would originally play out. But now let's take all that into account and consider the leaked information that we got. Let us now pretend that December 9th is legitimately Mr. Big's release date. First of all, as I just noted with the Game Awards, his release date would fall 2 days before the award show. 2 days. So I'm just imagining it. Let's say, of course, this is legit. Does that mean that SNK is going to reveal Season 2 at the Game Awards? I'd like that. And the crazy thing about it is they don't have to like throw up any clips or any type of footage with a character in game. They're gonna get attention if they just do as they've done before, where it's like they announce the whole season, but it's like illustrations instead of in-game models. They can do exactly what they've been doing with this season. As a character comes out, you'll switch out the artwork for the in-game model and so on and so forth. They could do that. If SNK were to reveal Season 2 at the Game Awards, I imagine we would not actually get the first character as far as a release until like maybe late January, early mid-February. The reason I'm putting so much focus on the Game Awards in this case when it comes to this scenario is just, one, we know by now that SNK are no strangers to throwing some reveals out there. The Game Awards was quite literally where we got practically the only expectation-shattering thing for KOF 15, and that was the reveal/return of K49. And I thought that was a very smart move on SNK's part, because that reveal had all of us in the SNK bubble making all kinds of noise because, of course, of the decades-long lie that SNK had told us about this character. So now you have us making noise, and at least from my guesstimation, or at least in my mind, you have people within like the circle making a bunch of noise, losing their minds. Oh my god, is this? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You're gonna have some people on the outside wondering, hey, what do they got going on over there? Why are they so fired up? What's going on over here? I thought that was very smart by SNK. Not to mention, when it comes to the Game Awards audience, those are the people that SNK wants to hook in to Fatal Fury, or just the SNK verse in general. Those are the people that they want to get. I've said it before, and I'm pretty sure some other like-minded creators that are aware of this thing have also said something like this. SNK cannot reach new heights by just pandering to us, the hardcore base. I'm not saying abandon us or anything, but it's like, if people want more folks to get into stuff like Fatal Fury KOF, they're only gonna get so much mileage off of just trying to sell the games to us, the hardcore SNK fan base, us in the SNK bubble. The audience here at the Game Awards is exactly who SNK wants to target to get into the game. And I know for a fact when it comes to City of the Wolves that SNK is looking to get those sales out there. The game is on sale right now, with the last thing that I saw that was kind of interesting was a package with Fatal Fury City of the Wolves and KOF 15. So I'm pretty sure SNK is hungry for some more sales. Now some people might be wondering, it's like, okay, there's that, but like, who are they gonna reveal for season 2 to draw them in? Which is a good question, because you can't just reveal any old person. Like, you're gonna have to reveal somebody that is going to draw. I've heard some people mention Blue Mary, and quite honestly, she is a very strong pick. Very strong pick. The number 1 and number 2 characters when it comes to the fighting game universe in SNK, they're already in City of the Wolves. Terry is already there. Mai is already there. Unless there are some other guest characters, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want, but I mean, hey, if you can get guest characters that are actually going to draw, I'm all right with it. With that being said though, I do think that even, of course, with the Terry and the Mai's on the main roster already, I do think that there are some strong candidates that will draw people in. Like I say, Mary is a strong one, Yamazaki is another good one, and going along with the fact that Mr. Big from the Art of Fighting series has also been brought in here, seeing that SNK is definitely playing off the shared universe, Yuri and King I think would also be really strong picks to draw in people. Again, this is all theoretical because, at least at the time now, even though it's strongly implied, we don't know for sure if December 9th is going to be Mr. Big Day. SNK could possibly push the date back, which I hope they don't do, but I'm just putting all this in perspective. And some people might think, like, especially after releasing a character, that it'd be too soon for SNK to put out promo stuff for the Game Awards, but like I said, despite how much I love Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, despite the fact it is my current favorite fighting game that's right now in the rotation far as like current day games that are currently on the scene, even I cannot ignore that the sales of the game have not been good. Once again, I mentioned it earlier, it's on sale right now. There is a package for it with King of Fighters 15. SNK has a hunger, a ravenous hunger for more sales for this game, whether it's on discount or packaged with the game that did better than it, even though I may not like it as much as City of the Wolves. Why skip out on the Game Awards to put more promotional material out there? Especially if you've gotten your work done early when it comes to Mr. Big. Again, it doesn't have to be a fancy trailer. You don't have to show Blue Mary in game, even though I would imagine she might be done, but even if she's not, even if none of the characters are not, still, throw up an image, you'll get a little bit of hype going. Because again, if there's anything, and I'm not saying it's the only thing, but it's definitely a factor in probably why this game didn't do that well. It was the guest characters on the main roster. That's one of the biggest factors. Not Chun and Ken, but Ronaldo and Ganache. And once again, I get that maybe SNK felt like Fatal Fury could not sell all that well on its own. I could understand that. Going back to a game like, for instance, we're going to go over to Capcom, Rival Schools. If you recall, or if you're familiar with the story, I've mentioned it a couple of times on my channel in a couple of videos. They actually brought Sakura into the first Rival Schools game as insurance to hopefully combat bad sales. Now, Rival Schools did well. I don't know how much of that could be attributed to Sakura, but I'm pretty sure she had a hand in it because Sakura was an instantly popular character upon her debut. But then also you had a game like Rival Schools that brought a little something unique to the table. So I understand that maybe you might need a guest character to hopefully boost your sales when you feel like the game might not do that well. I feel that. A lot of people might not like to hear that, but I actually do understand that. SNK just picked the wrong ones. I'm gonna be releasing a bunch of videos hopefully this week because I've recorded a bunch of stuff, but I haven't edited it for a couple of different reasons. But I know that I stated this in another video, possibly the one I did about Chun-Li, but for the record, I'm not going to BS you by pretending I haven't made this point or whatnot, or I'm not gonna confuse you, but I'm gonna just state it here, but I'm not gonna go into detail about it. You'll have to check my Chun-Li video for this. But after seeing just the numbers and the performances when it comes to pick rates in City of the Wolves, I think Ken and Chun should have been main roster. I really mean that, and I said what I said. Now, again, I'm not gonna go too far into it, but I will also say this to kneecap that point. I can get why they weren't main roster. Another video I did was about guest character exchanges. When we got Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6, they were DLC. So why not make that a full exchange? Like I said, I know I break that down and talk more about it in my Chun-Li video, which I can hopefully get out sometime this week. But yeah, overall, the situation with Mr. Big is kind of interesting. I do wonder if December 9th is the date. I kind of hope it is, not just because he'll be out early, but if he is going to come out December 9th, there might be a chance that we'll get Season 2 a little bit earlier. It may not be the Game Awards. I would hope it would be because I know SNK usually shuts down for like the latter half of December, I think, for the holidays. So it'll be nice if they left us with that before they come back in come next year. That would be nice. But let me know what you all think. Are you hyped for Mr. Big? Do you think that he is actually coming December 9th? Do you think SNK is going to push back his date in response to that? Even though I don't know. I don't know why they would do that because it wasn't like a random person online that leaked this information. Because if you recall, of course, with the KOF 14 years back when somebody had leaked Rock for the game, it actually pissed off Yasuki Oda. Like he let us know. He let us know how he felt. This time, SNK can't do that. Like in that case, somebody probably got a tongue lashing or they probably got fired. But I don't think they should do that. But let me know your thoughts on this. And until next time, I am the Chris Lotus signing off. Y'all take care of yourselves, be safe out there, be cool to each other, and please, please, please stay hydrated. See ya.